Well, this is one of the last instalments of the Froglet Diaries, as you probably are all aware of now. I'd like to introduce you to someone who has come all the way from Devon to visit me at my house, my home. This is Megan.
Hello.
And tell them a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Megan. I'm a Gemini. No, I met this wonderful lady, by reaching out for some help. I saw the Froglet Diaries. Probably like a lot of people out there, need a lot of help, and I probably sent an incredibly garbled, ridiculous message of help, and you responded, and yeah, look at me now.
Did you expect me to respond then?
No, because you had such an amazing reaction to the Froglet Diaries that I didn't think that you were possibly there were enough hours in the day to respond to everybody that had commented and posted about you and what you'd said. And two, I didn't know your circumstances, whether you had the time to do that or the inclination or what state of mind you were in at the time, because I was playing catch up with the diaries, watching from the start.
How did you hear about the diaries then?
Daily Mail.
Oh,
Favourite.
right.
Can't live without the Daggly Maggly. Yeah, and believe it or not, I was not in this state when you first met me.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. No.
And yeah, I was in a state. And
well, there's several things that I wanted to ask you. Was what reached out to you from the Froglet Diaries? What was it? Because initially it was me trying to work through stuff, as you know. Oh, what made it special for you? How did it help you?
This is for me personally, because this is how the state of mind I found myself in, which obviously wasn't particularly stable at the time, but I think if you're in a situation with a man and it's heartache and whatever you're going through, however you want to verbalise it, I think that your friends say the right things and do the right things, A, because they're your friends, B, because it's the generic response and right noises to make.
Yeah.
And as much as my friends and family supported me to the hilt and had done for a very long time with the man in question in my life, I still, one, didn't want to bore them because I'd been going over it and over it and over it and over it, and I was repetitive and probably quite boring.
It takes a good friend, doesn't it, to let you get it
to
out.
Say, do you know what? Yeah.
Just keep going until it's out, because they must drive them mad.
Yeah, I probably did, in all fairness.
But why did my blog?
You verbalised it because you verbalised how I felt, and I felt the need to find the kindred spirit in that, because one, you'd put it into much more eloquent words than I was possibly capable of thinking of, let alone verbalising myself, and I needed to talk to somebody who in my mind knew exactly what I meant then and there, not had been through it, not knew what I was talking about, and it'll get better and there's plenty more fish in the sea, and all those things that people say that help, and they do. I needed to release to somebody who knew what I meant, and I knew from seeing your diaries, you knew what I meant.
Your partner actually thought I was quite a pathetic, a typical male response in some. It's not fair to generalise about the males, but
no. But he saw the article with me when we were still very much together. And much like the diaries I've now done because of this, thinks that we're pathetic.
I think he thinks we're the witches of Eastwick.
She's a member of the Coven.
And we've kind of like sort of like, I mean, when I met you, you were quite surprised that I came down to Devon with
him.
And we met up in Devon when we did our audition for the showcase.
Yeah,
and did that help then? Did it help in some way?
Yeah, because it was. Yeah, but we hadn't. It was off the cuff as well. It was spur. I'm in Torquay. You're seeing me now. Yeah, because we didn't spend all night. Although he tried to ruin the night, one way or another. We didn't spend the night totally discussing getting maudlin, because that's the thing. I think because you went through it and I went through it, and because you've both gone through it, you know the different stages that are going to happen, the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs. And when I was down, you went, no, we're getting up, which is what you're doing now.
Yes. Yeah.
And vice versa.
A lot of people are thinking that I'm going over and over in circles, but I'm actually not. I'm actually coming to a conclusion.
No, it's a roller coaster that goes onwards.
Yes,
it's not.
Yeah. I'm actually coming to a conclusion and working through. But I've never tried to be something I'm not. If I was down, I was down. If I was up, I was up. But what I was trying to do was show it as it happens, as it unfolded. Just work how to work through it bit by bit. I've got some exercises to do to help them, and maybe tomorrow we'll do a blog and we can do those together and see what everybody else thinks.
I do want
you're
to
still
stress
going through,
that I'm devastated, I'm hurting, I'm having a laugh and I'm being incredibly blasé, but I'm hurting and I'm devastated, and this is not a situation I would ever have wanted or have chosen. But I've got no choice. He's left, sayonara, gone, and I could not cope with that. Right. I met you and you helped me cope with it immensely. So now, to even further my progress along what is now another journey in my life, let's do anything that helps me feel better.
I think the thing is with the Froglet Diaries is that people said, why have you kept it going? Why have you kept it going until now? The story was ongoing. That's the thing. The story was ongoing, and so many people were messaging me and saying, "Please, can you help?" or "How are you coping? How are you managing to get through that?" I think the thing is that we cope and we help and we meet the people we need to meet to help us get through. Bless you. Bless you. And I'm really, 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 I'm so lucky and I'm so happy that my struggle and my ways of coping have helped so many people, and I'm just
but genuinely, and this is not big up us or anything like that, and the diaries from either part I don't think were done for any notoriety or any underlying purpose to get at them because I took your advice when I did mine. It was a tool to release all my emotions and thoughts, to follow my own journey. It was never used as anything to slate them, slag them off, blame them, get pity.
No. A lot of people did question in the initial thing, you must have known what was going to happen. No, I didn't know what was going to happen with the Froglet Diaries at all. I didn't do a written diary because of my arm injury. I never thought for a minute anybody would tag on to the Froglet Diaries, or it would be anything other than something for me.
But on that side, and this is not just for me personally, because I've seen them and I've seen the comments and the posts.
Most of
you may not know it. You've helped. You have helped, because I think sharing the journey with other women who are in this situation, you know what? Sod it. We do find a coven, a kinship, a bond, something we can all share. And if that does us some favours, as it did with me, then so be it. People who don't understand, as I said, the one thing I said in mine is, if you think this is pathetic or self-satisfying or in any way derogatory to the men involved, you've never been where we are. And if you're religious, thank God. And I pray that you will never be what we have felt. Because that's the only way you're going to know about it, is to feel it. And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But for those of you who have felt it, it's helped and you've inspired it. You've started something. But you have.
Bless you.
You've started something.
Thank you.
You really have.
We're here for 2 days.
I've shopped already. Well, I had to.
Oh dear. dear.
Disaster.
Megan made a spectacular entrance into Sheffield when we went to Meadowhall and decided to go for a coffee in Meadowhall. You kind of like christened the shop.
Didn't want to drink the coffee, obviously. Thought it was much better to wear it. All 3 cups.
3 cups of coffee, all down her clothes, all over
My
the floor, your
shoes.
shoes. So we had to go to a certain store, which we're not allowed to say, and get new clothes. And then you've blooming got oil on your trousers, haven't you?
I know, I'm having a disaster.
You're having a
But
bad
I'm
day.
loving it. I'm
I know you.
shocked.
So are you pleased to be here?
Yes.
Thank you for doing today's install.
No problem.
Do you know what's really lovely is this is the week that the Froglet Diaries are winding down to conclusion.
And rising is the Phoenix.
Yes, the Phoenix is rising. The Phoenix Chapters channel is set up, and I'll be subscribing to everybody that's on the Froglet Diaries. They can choose if they want to come on board. But after this week, made a decision that I would never ever again mention the Frog Prince, Keith, or say my ex. And that is something where I'm drawing a line under it. I'm finishing off broadcasting the Froglet Diaries this week. I'm coming to terms with what I have to do. I'm happy. And tomorrow's diary for the Froglet Diaries is going to make a start on culminating with Megan in doing some work on getting back to zero. And I'll explain some of the techniques for trying to put some of the data that's messing up the head and the progress of moving forward away from somebody that's causing hurt and pain, which I've learnt recently, and telling you a little bit about it. But getting the data in your head to go away, to be silent, the chatter, the voice that's constantly talking in your head, to be silent is really important, because it's the head that's affecting the heart as well, and the stomach and all the chakras and all the churning inside, everything. But what it is going to zero data. So you're sending out zero data, so that what's coming back to you is good positive energy from where you can rise out of the ashes of a life, out of a love, out of a situation, and be reborn in a better frame of mind and create who you want to be. Rather than find yourself, create who you want to be. And that's where it's going to go. You with me on board?
I am, and it's not gobbledygook.
Well,
there's a
we'll
certain
explain,
scientific element.
Yeah, we'll explain parts
it's
about
good.
that tomorrow. So from me and Megan, tonight's Froglet Diaries. Thanks for watching. And I think it's that kinship and that sisterhood and that support structure that helps. I mean, Megan's helpful to me as well. So, you know, it's not just a one-way street.
Sarcastic, maybe.
Yeah, and I have to wash her
her
clothes as well. I have to wash her clothes. I'm very, very glad you're here.
Me
and
too.
I'm very glad the Froglet Diaries helped you.
You're more than you'll ever know.